People are making millions of dollars off TikTok Shop right now. And it feels like the old days of e-commerce. Some of these stores are making it look super easy to explode in sales. Now, if you're not familiar with PP ads, it's basically an ad spy tool for TikTok that actually has a TikTok Shop spy tool where we can use it to take a look at all the products and stores right now that are making crazy cash on the platform. So let's take a look at some of the most sold products in the last 7 days, just to show you how much money some of these stores are printing, right? So this one has sold 4.7 million units, but we need to do the first ad date 7 days ago. So now we can see in the last week. So as you can see, this has sold 334k units, and this has been sold at $3.52. So I'm just going to quickly calculate this on the calculator. So that's made $1.1 million literally in a week, which is pretty crazy. And some of these have sold over 100,000 units, nearly 200,000. And then if you just look at the price and do similar maths, they've made some pretty crazy figures, right? But what I want to do is I want to sort it by the United States so we can see products which have been sold in the United States in general. And we're going to take a look at some of the most top sold products in the United States alone. So I'm going to remove this 7-day filter, and we're just going to see what products in the United States have made some insane cash on TikTok Shop so far ever since its inception. As you can see, we have some coconut oil, which has sold 1.7 million units. If we sort it by the last 30 days, let's see how much units of some of these products have sold in the USA alone. So we have this special phone case. It's basically a screen protector. They've sold 90,000 units at $8. So that's basically made over 700k in 30 days, and that's the top most sold one. Then we have some books. What's interesting is a lot of these authors are actually selling books. We had the Shadow Work Journal, which was really popular, and then we also have this Don't Believe Everything You Think, which is a book about psychology and theory like that. This is basically sold 71,700 roughly, $8.76. So that basically made 62,800, so roughly around 60k plus. Now what I want to do is I've showed you some of the products, but I want to show you just in general without the last 30 days. We have a cleansing supplement here, we have a collagen peptides, and then we have this Shadow Work Journal product that we were talking about before, which has been super popular. This one was super viral. You might have even seen some dropshipping YouTubers make videos about this, and this was basically this kind of journal for women that was all about self-development and exploring the dark side, and it just went super viral. So this sold 627,800 units roughly at $5.99, and if we add that together, that's basically around $3.76 million. Now some of this information is wrong though, because it says first ad date June the 12th. This has been selling for much longer, because I remember videos around 1 or 2 months ago on this, but this is one of the most viral products, so that was really interesting. So I'm just going to quickly open this just to give you a good idea of how these products actually go viral. I'm going to explain the whole TikTok Shop process later and how it works, but I'm going to go on this page just to show you some analytics. So $5.99, it sold 627,893 units on TikTok. It's in the office equipment category, and as you can see, there's some viral ads here, so I'm going to sort these by ad impressions. A lot of these, as you can see, are from different creators. I will get into how that works later, and some of them have some crazy views, guys. 86 million views. So it's basically just typical TikTok videos with a catchy hook, then showing like what's inside the book, highlighting some of the key pointers in there, and it has a little bit of music. I'm not playing the audio right now, but these videos are literally that simple. POV, you found the perfect journal to help you heal. So these are the kind of videos that you need to make, or the affiliates need to make, which we'll get onto a little bit later. Then there's just a UGC review, where this lady is basically just giving her take on how good this product is, what her personal experience is with it, and it's basically a long video. This is actually this is like nearly a 5-minute UGC video. Pretty crazy. So now let's take a look at TikTok Shop stores themselves. So what I want to do is I want to have a look at the top stores, the most highest ranking ones in the previous 30 days. Now, one thing that you probably wouldn't expect is some of the countries with the most commerce activity on here are Asian countries. So that's things like Vietnam, Thailand, or Malaysia. And trust me, some of the biggest players in the e-commerce game and industry are actually in Asia. They're some of the richest, believe it or not. If you've watched some of Luke Belmore's videos, you'll know that he goes to Asia a lot and he knows a lot of e-commerce people over there. They're making some crazy money, guys. So this just goes to show that they're probably leveraging TikTok Shop a lot of those ecom giants, okay? So you can see some of these are from Thailand, some of these are from Indonesia, some of these are from Malaysia, some of these are from Vietnam. There's some crazy big stores. We can have a look at the 30 days ad cost they spent. Some of them are spending up to $1.6 million in just 1 month on ad spend. Pretty crazy. 30 days they've sold 20.8k units of whatever they're selling. Seems like they're selling some kind of facial products. Pretty crazy stuff. Let's go on USA, because that's the biggest industry apart from China. Well, apart from Asia. So USA, these are the highest performing stores in the USA in the last 30 days on TikTok Shop. Now you'll notice that a lot of these stores here that are dominating the TikTok Shop platform are mostly the niches, for an example, supplements, makeup and cosmetics, and repeat consumables. And of course fashion being the runner-up, but most of them that are dominating this are these niches. So this first one seems to be shapewear. From this video it seems like some kind of like shapewear set. Then here is just a viral product, I guess. I don't really know much about that. Looks like something that do good on TikTok organic. This over here seems to be some sort of consumable. This consumable here, collagen peptides, has gone nuts on TikTok Shop. All these gimmicky supplements, printing loads of cash. Don't know how. Those are really viral. This is something to do with the skin. Don't know what this is. Just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Over here, this is another supplement. So you get the idea, right? There's a lot of these niches selling. So these are the niches you want to get into, and they're probably the cheapest to actually start up, because supplements, really cheap cost of goods, really high markup. So quick plug, guys, click the link below in the description. That will take you to our brand new school community called Equity Hub. This is basically our new e-commerce community, which is going to help people go from beginner to intermediate all the way to advanced. I'm going to be sharing all my private ad strategies, what's working for me right now on Facebook and what worked for me on TikTok ads this year, and how we've made revenue figures like this on screen right now. And this is going to be a great supportive community to network with like-minded people and also learn from me, who's actively doing good numbers, unlike some of these fake gurus on YouTube. We're going to be putting a whole bunch of courses in there, everything from getting started, advanced things like building out a team and getting customer support reps, how to actually find a supplier, a ton of really cool stuff which you're not actually finding in most of these other courses and communities. So make sure to click the link down below if that interests you. Right now we already have a case study in there which actually shows me starting from step 0 and actually creating a brand new store and running it up in just 3 or 4 days. And I show you finding the product, testing the product on Facebook, and then actually getting sales with it and getting a profitable ROAS. So if you want to check that out, that's the complete uncensored version that is on the community already right now. So when you sign up, you'll get access to that case study, and maybe you can test the product and make some profit yourself. Back to the video. And some people are even getting banned and getting in big trouble just for getting too many sales on TikTok Shop, sales that they can't fulfill, or just for having too long shipping times, which is a problem we have in dropshipping. But how does it work? How do you get on TikTok Shop? How do you get started? And what's the actual business model all about? Well, a lot of these stores are actually running TikTok ads too. They're not completely organic, but TikTok Shop actually primarily runs off a no ads system. In fact, it actually utilizes affiliates as the main way to actually drive sales. So we're basically taking advantage of affiliate marketing. The consensus is you get TikTok creators on the platform who are already making UGC content, and you send them your product, and once they have your product, they can actually generate you traffic by putting out organic content on the platform in order to get views, just like they usually would anyway on the page. And then obviously for making that content, there is the incentive of them getting a commission, which is usually around 10 to 20% of the sale that they made you, which a lot of the times actually works out cheaper for you as the marketer and for your business than just running paid ads, because you're usually actually giving them less of a percentage than what you'd give the ad platform. And since TikTok are really trying to compete right now with Amazon and try and get market share in the whole e-commerce space against these big giants, they're pushing these kind of videos a lot right now. So getting sales is a little bit easier than if you were just to say running the TikTok organic side of things yourself, because your videos will likely be favored by TikTok's algorithms. So basically you just build up your army of affiliates to scale more. So just like to scale TikTok organic, you would just pay creators to make videos for you and keep pumping it out, kind of like the whole Tabs chocolate way of marketing. This is the same thing. You just acquire more affiliates, and more affiliates, spread your whole campaign. The more content you get, the more sales. But you can also run ads, which is the thing which is quite interesting here, okay? So we can kind of use both methods, and those ads are actually being favored heavily as well. Now if if you create a brand new campaign on TikTok ads, then what we can go ahead and do is we go down to product sales instead of website conversions. And from here, we can actually select one of two things. We can actually select catalog, or we can select TikTok shop to promote products from a shop or showcase using video shopping ads, live shopping ads, or product shopping ads. Then we can scroll down and then we can type in our campaign. Now we can create ads to promote our TikTok shop, and your results with this are actually going to be way higher than those manual campaigns because TikTok is really promoting TikTok shop this year. So if you take advantage of this, if you're actually on the platform, you're going to be able to get sometimes like a quarter, maybe sometimes even up to 50% more traffic than you would if you were just doing a manual sales campaign and taking them off the platform to your Shopify store, for example, like we do with dropshipping. So they're really favoring these campaigns, and this is how you would take advantage of using ads as well as affiliates. Now, if you have a low budget, that's completely fine because you can just take advantage of the affiliates on their own, and then maybe you can do the ads later. And also, one great offer that TikTok has, which is not just good for dropshipping, but also works for TikTok shop, is they're actually running a free TikTok ads credits promotion right now. So basically, let's say I make an account. This only works for brand new accounts. I make an account, I load it up with $100. They'll match that and they'll give me $100 more free to spend on ads. And if I decide to spend $500, they'll give me another $500 to spend on ads. You get the idea. I think they basically just give you free money for signing up, and you basically get that free money to get sales. So that profit margin is going to be way higher when you realize that the ad money is basically mostly free. If that sounds good, if you want to just make a new account, if you don't have a TikTok ads account, or if you want to make a new one, do click the link down below to get that if you need it and get your free ad credit. That's just something I wanted to mention because you can use that with TikTok shop as well. So how can we actually get on TikTok shop? Well, there's a few requirements to do so. As you can see, I need to complete payment verification before I get my account fully verified and set up. You basically need to be a resident of one of the available countries that the platform's actually live on right now. Right now, it's only available in like the USA, the UK, and a bunch of other countries. It's not actually globally available as far as I understand. You need to be a resident of one of those available countries, and you'll also need your business documents to prove that A, you're paying taxes, and B, you've legally registered it with the government. And you need to also provide an ID, like maybe a driver's license or a passport, and then they verify you via those means. Alternatively though, if you have problems with that, or if you don't have access to those methods, there is some respite. If you don't have access to it, you can partner with someone who comes from one of those countries. Maybe they can make the account, or maybe you can just be a business partner with them and they can run the operations on their end, and you can basically just team together. That's what I've seen a lot of people do, and obviously you have to split the profits with the business partner, but in this case people are making a lot of money on TikTok shop, so it might be worth weighing those positives and negatives up. TikTok is literally spending billions of dollars on TikTok shop right now to try and make it successful, and from the data that we've seen, they're really spending a lot. I've seen a few videos, and from a few different sources. I think one of the videos I watched a few months ago, they said that they had spent $2 billion. They were like $2 billion in the hole, and they only had like 3% market share. Now people are estimating that maybe they spent like $3 billion on this whole TikTok shop thing, and now they've got like 4 to 5% of market share. Basically, they spent a lot of money trying to make this work, right? Which goes to show how much they're focusing on it. Now, the reason why TikTok is getting pushed so much is because it lets users on the app on TikTok actually buy products in line with the whole app experience without even leaving the platform. So of course, if TikTok had a choice between let's prioritize ads on our own app where people don't leave the app, so it obviously increases watch time and people stay on the app, or should we prioritize our advertisers who are leading them away to a Shopify store? Of course they're going to prioritize the ads on TikTok, which keep user attention. That means they're going to prioritize ads and videos that don't cause their users to leave their platform to go to sales pages externally. So that's why obviously TikTok shop ads are doing a lot better than the typical ones from the past. But obviously both can still work, you're just going to get more results with TikTok shop. Now, in terms of payouts, they usually start really slow. I've seen reports where they basically start out at like 2 weeks long after actually arriving to the customer, which is pretty crazy, but they get faster once you actually build rep on the platform and actually start selling for a while. So with those ones that take 2 weeks to actually arrive in your bank account after the customer receives the delivery, you've just got to think about the cash flow problems that's going to cause, which is why you might want a little bit of capital, maybe from dropshipping first, to actually start this whole venture up, because you may run into a few roadblocks along the way because of that. And sometimes TikTok might actually reach out again a second time, even after you've given them all your business documents to get verified, to try and re-verify you, or just to check if you are actually legit before they accept you fully onto the platform. They will actually monitor your account, okay? TikTok is literally giving you only 1 week, 1 to 2 weeks in most cases, to actually get everything fulfilled and straight to the customer, okay? They're not messing around with this, and they do check the progress of where the parcels are with the tracking. It's not like PayPal where they just want you to include tracking numbers. They will actually check the progress of your orders, and they want to make sure that people are actually receiving a good customer experience. They want to try and get as close to Amazon as possible, which is why people who are trying to get away with dropshipping from China on TikTok Shop are most likely just going to get banned, and there's a whole lot of reports of people getting banned. Unless you've got a really good supplier maybe in the US and you can sell from US to US, you're not going to be able to use TikTok Shop. So how does it work? Well, basically you upload products to the platform manually, either by linking a catalog directly to a Shopify or an Amazon store using the seller center. Products are then tagged in videos or streams so the viewers can then buy directly in the app. There's also product showcases, which are on user profiles on TikTok. There's also a shop tab, which is the main means of actually buying things. This is on the main TikTok splash on the app, and this is where people can explore promotions and products as they choose. Now, one great thing I don't see people mentioning is this. Now, you may have seen this last year, which basically launched in the United Kingdom. There's not really that much documentation on it. It's something called Fulfilled by TikTok, or Fulfilled by TikTok Shop. And basically it's TikTok's answer in the UK to trying to compete with Amazon's Fulfilled by Amazon concept. They're basically doing a very similar thing where you basically send inventory to them and you let TikTok handle the storage of your goods, the packing and the shipping of your products all for you, which will obviously prioritize getting those shipping times which they obviously expect from you a lot easier. But there's going to be a few little steps along the way that you're going to have to do, and there's going to be a little bit of resistance, but this might make the whole operation side easier. And also, if you buy inventory instead of drop shipping, then this will mean that you can successfully be active on TikTok Shop without any suspensions. So what challenges are there if you decide to get on TikTok Shop, and what kind of challenges and problems are sellers actually facing on there? Well, creating content consistently on TikTok can be time consuming and it requires a whole bunch of creativity, especially if you're not actually the creator yourself. But luckily, when you utilize TikTok Shop's affiliate system, which is how you're obviously going to make money at the start, you can basically get those affiliates to do all the heavy lifting for you, and they're going to make all the videos, so it's not really going to be a problem. And of course, partnering with these micro influencers and the creators can also help expand your reach as a brand and for your store, and also leverage their following if they've got one, instead of trying to build your own from the ground up. Now, with it being the hot new thing though, there is a lot of competition. Oversaturation is usually an excuse because it's actually just how you approach it. You can copy something that's working and just do it better. It doesn't matter how much saturation there is, as long as you approach it the right way. But so many people are going to undercut you, okay? They're going to sell things for way cheaper than dropshippers, which is why it's always best in dropshipping to avoid selling things already on TikTok Shop, because they're just going to be sold cheaper. I don't want to run an ad for dropshipping on TikTok ads for a product that's basically cheaper on TikTok Shop, because people are just going to be commenting saying you can buy it on TikTok Shop for a third of the price. Okay, so that's also a problem. People are going to sell things for way cheaper than you in general, even if you're just not dropshipping, and the pricing is very competitive. Also, the biggest problem which people are going to face is just the whole compliance with policies. Following all of TikTok's policies on TikTok Shop and all these whole terms of service modules to stay afloat is actually really hard, and you'll need to stick to them if you don't want to get banned. Don't try and cut corners, don't try and drop ship from China, because it's basically near impossible right now, trust me. But there are some methods to get started, and if you want me to make a video on that, I will in the future as I explore TikTok Shop, because I am considering maybe using it with this new brand that I'm trying to build, but we'll see. So what do you think about TikTok Shop? Do you think it's the future? Do you think it's going to kill dropshipping? And are you interested to get started on it? Or are you actually making a whole bunch of money on it already? If you're experienced in TikTok Shop and you have some information about it, please do comment it down below. I'm interested how people selling on there are actually doing, if I missed anything out of this video. And if you have any general questions, also let me know. Smash the like button, subscribe for the best e-commerce videos on YouTube, and I'll see you soon.